Hello guys, today we're going to be looking over the patch notes. It looks like from the highlights it's going to be 90% buffs and nerfs to Duelist and Sniper, but I looked over it a little bit. There was some more exciting stuff, like the 5-year bash. About half a day into this patch, which goes live tomorrow at 6:12 in the late afternoon PT, you're invited to celebrate TFT's 5th birthday with the 5-year bash event. The event brings in a heap of login rewards, a free event pass with some very special rewards, including treasure tokens and a particularly talented Pingu, new tacticians, and a brand new chaotic yet nostalgic game mode called Pingu's Party. All this comes June 12th and ends with the conclusion of patch 1414, July 15th, for more information. So we're going to look over these. This looks really good. You get a free multi on the treasure room, which means you could get that Ezreal, or you could save it for whoever's coming after. Here's the little Pingu we're getting. I personally might rock him. He looks very cool. And then another set of login rewards, which is another multi with a 5-year emote. Looking really good so far. The Middle East server is opening. That's really neat. Systems. The shop level odds. We're doing a revert of the shop odd changes we made back in 14.8 that aimed at reducing the power of 3-cost reroll comps. Those changes, combined with powerful 4 and 5 cost buffs, went too far, and the odds revert. Power adjustment for overperforming 4 cost. So you can see down here that it's going from 20, 33, 36, 10% 1 to 19, 30, 40, 10% 1. I personally think this is better. Like, them doing this is a lot better. Especially when I've been doing in my free time, I've been using Kaisa a lot more. It's very broken. Large changes, large like our 5-year bash. That's pretty cool. Here we go. Duelist is one of the more consistent traits that can be played in several different ways. From reroll to fast 9, everything in between. We're lowering its stacking power at 4 and 6, the most common use case for the trait. This may seem like a light change, but at 12 max staff, this is a significant nerf. Yeah, in a few games, I have seen Duelist spam, so hopefully this does something to it. Even with our recent damage buffs to Exalted 5, the trait is still very hard to field. We're doubling the XP power to make it more exciting, which should be especially handy with all 2-cost or 1-cost Exalted items. I will try this out for a video, because I've always been kind of not... I'm trying to find the best way to put it. I've always felt like I shouldn't go Exalted no matter like how good it is, like, but this might make things a little more interesting. Reaper's getting a nice quality of life, or end of life for your foes, buff to allow the bleed damage to go through in a shorter window. It's still the same damage, but now it will come a bit more reliably. All in all, this shouldn't be that big of a buff for Reaper. Cause if your Kayn was 2-shotting a squishy unit before in 1 second, 4 Reaper wasn't benefiting him that much anyway. This is gonna be really interesting, especially for one of the teams I like to go a lot, which is Ghostly Fated. So Kindred and Kayn could be doing a lot more shit now. For a trait that only requires 1 emblem, Sniper is just a bit too strong right now. That's understandable. That's just completely understandable. Trickshot relied a bit too heavily on Xayah's ability with her more imbalanced place. We're able to give a bit more power back to the trait's lower breakpoint. That's really cool. And we have the breakdown here. Duelist attack speed per stack, 5, 10, 14, 18 to 5, 9, 13, 18. Yeah, it's like, it's not getting shot in the knee, but this is powering it down. Exalted 5 XP per turn, 1 to 2. That's That's really solid. Reaper 4, bleed duration 3 seconds to 2 seconds. Okay. Sniper damage increase per hex. 8, 18, 35. 8, 17, 33. Okay. That's kind of solid. Like, you, once again, it's not a complete, like, butchering, but, like, it's gonna put it more in line. Trick shot ricochet damage 40-60 to 45-60. Okay. That's good. That's good. Units tier 2. We're taking a pass on some of the 2 costs that aren't typically worth itemizing. Aatrox's ability 263, 9600, 275, 450. Okay. This is really good. I've been experimenting with Aatrox recently. I already thought he was kind of strong. Jaina ability damage 180, 270, 415, 190, 285, 444. Wow. Okay. Lux ability 225, 340, 425, 240, 360, 560. Okay. Things are getting a little spicy. Okay, so Riven's getting okay. 190, 190, 190, 200, 200, 200, 215. Okay. Riven's third cast going from 300 to 310, 325. Okay. Senna ability damage. You know what? I kind of like these. 230 to 245 to 260. Okay. 3 units tier 3. No one is re-rolling Yone intentionally, so with our recent heavenly rework to give less stats to non-heavenly units, we see a place for the return of reroll Yone, a comp that was very dominant alongside heavenly verticals. Okay. Soraka ability damage 260, 390, 650. Okay. So she's the same at tier 1 but in tier 2, but like at tier 3 her AP is gonna be a lot better. And then Soraka ability secondary damage. Okay. And then Yone's getting the attack speed. That's really good. Tier 4 units. When's the last time you saw someone playing Kayn as their primary carry? Kayn is our least played 4 cost right now, and many players have been rightfully vocal about this. We're giving him and his go-to comps a lot of love this patch because Kayn and friends really need it. So Annie's getting her mana. Galio, same thing. And here we go, Kayn's attack damage going to 80. Okay. See, I like this. It's like, he's not going to be overpowered, but this is going to be a good buff. Units tier 5 right now. Much of Hui's value is in his ability to paint champions and other things, but the real value of art is in the eye of the beholder. We're just going to make the AP of the beholder a bit better. Hui's ability damage. It's going from 180 to 195, 270 to 290, and then it's staying the same at the 3-star. And then Lyssandra's loot chance is getting a 5%. It's really good. Augments with a bug fix for Baboom. That was making it stronger than intended with Kindred. We're able to ship a nice buff. What's your go-to Baboom comp going to be? Boiling Point Porcelain, gain a Lux and an Amumu. Okay. So you're just getting Porcelain right off the bat. Built different 2 attack speed. 40 to 45, 45 to 50, 50 to 55, 55 to 60. Crown Guard increased Crown Guard buff effect 75 to 100. Long Shot Sniper attack speed 18 to 15. Okay. Wrath of the Moon Umbral damage increase per second from 4 to 3.5. Boom damage increase from 75% to 90. Artifacts, Radiant, and support items. Suspicious Trenchcoat's generally too strong, especially when paired with Protector's Vow, which gives far more frontline than intended, but Pasture Daily, Ornn, and Vow, and Trenchcoat, Silas, and Udyr are finding the coat quite fashionable. Spite isn't generating as much excitement as some of our other support items. It's really hard to use, and the power window it provides is too short. We're expanding the power window. The use case is more broad. Basically, whatever Spite pops, it should be a good thing. Lastly, it stacks now, so your support sentinels no longer fill you with spite. Just their items. So Lichbane damage 180 to 200, 240 to 270, 300 to 340, 360 to 410, 420 to 480. Suspicious Trenchcoat health 250 to 100. Aegis of the Legion now displays VFX during the planning phases of affected hexes. Spite now affects stacked. Spite FX now better matches your explosion range. Spite attack damage / ability power reduction 40 to 25%. Spite attack damage ability power increase 50 to 40. Spite duration 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Crest of Cinders red buff bonus damage 5% to 10%. Crest of Cinders duration 5 seconds to 30 seconds. More Malorcorn. I feel like my furniture is about to start floating. Attack speed 10% to 25%. Small changes, small like the odds that this Sivir buff makes the Fidget Spinner Sivir into Fidget Winner. Units 50 health just weighs them down. Sivir ability duration 6 seconds to 6, 7, and 8 seconds. Nautilus health 1150 to 1100. Augments a little gold here and a little gold there. Risky moves gold 30 to 33. Combat caster shield duration 6 seconds to 4 seconds. Trade sector gold 2 to 4. Shopping spree gold 3 to 4. And then just some general bug fixes. Y'all can read this over if you would like. But those are the patch notes. I genuinely think this is a really good patch. It's gonna shake things up, I think. It's going to do a lot of good for some underutilized comps. This Aatrox buff is gonna be really interesting for me, because I want to see how far this goes. But that's all for today. Leave a comment for what you're most excited about. I think a lot of people are going to be really excited about the free rewards. That's 2 free multis. So that's going to put you over the first milestone if you haven't summoned already. But I will see y'all later. Thank you for stopping by.